very much for having me here. So I want to say thank you for the Dr. Bancha and TOSSM, and of course Dr. Gonkate. Thank you very much. So now today's my talk is about video analysis, convert the subjective to the objective. Now I want to briefly introduce myself. Doesn't work. Here. All right. Yes, so I'm from Waseda University, Japan, in sports science. And I'm not an orthopedic surgeon, I'm also a trainer. And I've been working for the women's national soccer team for 13 years. So now, as Dr. Gonkate mentioned, I'm working in Mahidol University as a visiting professor. So today's my outline is the purpose and the reason for using video analysis. And then, so next video analysis technology we have. So then, for the potential of the video analysis. And then my presentation will be more practical rather than the academical. So then, so when we look at the purpose of using video analysis, so we need to analyze the mechanism and the etiology of the injury. And then we want to identify the risk of injury from athlete movement. So then, why do we need to convert the subjective to the objective? So one is to share the identified risk with athlete and the stakeholder to reach consensus. So for instance, so we want to have a time to provide a prevention exercise to the athletes in the practice. So now we need to negotiate with coaches to have our time for the warming up. So when we negotiate only with the subjective information, we cannot have a time for preventing the injury to the athlete. So then the objective information will help us to negotiate with coaches. And then so we have a bias. I mean, every human has a bias. So we sometimes miss things because of our bias. Then I will show you a bias of us. So then have you ever tried the awareness test? Anyone have tried the awareness test? Okay, so I will show you our bias. And then I will show you the video. Two basketball teams making a passing the ball. And a white team and a black team. And please count the number of passing the ball the white team makes. Okay? Let's start. So white team and black team, and then they making a pass. And then please count the number of pass of the white team. How many times? Maybe 13. Is it correct? But one more question. Do you see the moonwalking bear in the movie? Okay, let me check. Okay, they are passing ball. And then here you can see, hey, bears dancing like this. You see it? Anyone can see the moonwalking bear at the first time? Okay, so nobody watched a moonwalking bear at the first time, right? This is a bias. Okay, so we will see what we want to see, and we will see what we know, only what we know. This is the bias. That's why we need to convert the subjectives to the objectives. Okay? So then when we look at the, technology we have video analysis devices to convert the subjective to the objectives. So we have a number of technologies like a Bicon, Choresys, and Taylor. So Taylor is a markerless motion capture system, but as you can see, it costs very high, very too expensive. But it's good for the research because they have a high quality. Okay. So higher quality, accuracy. And then, but, it costs very high. So now, as Dr. Watt said, so we use like open caps, it's free. And then, so we use a Spricer, like a, motion capture system, with a, smartphone application. So, I want to skip this, detail of the, open caps called, Dr. Watt said before. So I want to show you some, video. It's an example of the, female soccer players. She got a ACL injury in both legs. On right side is 2 years after ACLR, and then left side is 8 months after ACLR. So when take a look at the, this video, so we cannot find any difference between the two sides, and the left side and the both side. But as you can see, we obviously recognize the difference between the two sides, especially in the hip and then the knee. Yes, so as Dr. Watt mentioned at the first session in this morning, so they, compensate the, some maneuver at the, hip joint angle and then the, ankle joint angle. Okay. So that's why we need to, convert the subjective to the objective. And then next, this is a Spricer motion capture system. So it's very easy to use it. So I will briefly introduce this system. This is a smartphone application, and then upload a movie, and then so put the number, the person in the video. And then, so automatically the system analyzes the motion. And then, we put the statue in the system. And then they get the, analysis of the, each of the segment. And then, so we can put the body part we want to analyze. And then, so we can get the, this is a joint angle. And then here is an angular velocity. So then we can get, any detailed information about the, angle and angular velocity with using this application. It's very easy. So and then, so we use this application in the practical setting. Oh, I'm sorry. It's difficult to. I'm not familiar with using this technology. I'm sorry. Okay, here is she's a professional football player playing in the USA. So then she's squatting, but we found that her hip sway toward the right side. But we cannot see only in the video, so we can catch the picture through this analysis. Application, and then it's very obvious to see that swaying the hip to the right side. And then so she and I watched this monitor, and then so it made her the very she get to know what the problem during his squatting, and then so she can try to correct the movement during her squatting. Okay, so now let's go to the further potential of the video analysis. So this is my ongoing research. So previous system, from the previous system, so we can know that how joint move, how each of segment move, but we don't yet know how how coordinate each of segments. So now, when we look at the players with low back pain, So he hit the ball like this. And then, so right one is a control healthy subject. Do you see any difference between two players? Of course, we cannot, recognize the difference between the two players. So that's why we're developing the new system. So once we take a video and then analyze the coordination between each of the segments like this. This picture shows that left one, healthy one, is the hip correlate to the right hand. This means that they hit the ball pushing by the hip. But left one, player with low back pain, they pull their left shoulder and then hit the ball. It's a totally different. Then we can know the difference between the two players. It's analyzing the coordination between each of segments. Okay? So I want to tell more in detail the next time if I have a chance. Okay, lastly, I want to conclude this talk. So why we convert the subject to the object? First one, so we need to identify the risk of injury. And the next one, we need to share the risk of the injury with the stakeholders. And then, so we need to convert the subjective to the objective to avoid the missing thing. Because, we have a, bias. That's why we need to, convert every subjective to the objective. Okay? Thank you very much for listening.